Good evening, everybody. We're going to reconvene the caucus meeting.
Motion and a second to reconvene, please.
Move it. Second.
Favor?
Aye.
All right, so how was your travels here today, sir?
That's always,
So what did your GPS say when you were getting off the parkway?
got it right.
So it did actually tell you to go right instead of left, because he would have been one of those other guys out in the middle of Lacey Materials, probably, yeah.
I think my last meeting at Middlesex, exactly what happened. They told me to go the wrong way, and I was just like a fish out of water, no idea where to go.
And what do we charge for those people out and getting out and for your amount, $10,000?
But why don't you get up and make your presentation to us about the merchant card services with the property tax rebate system that your company offers?
Sure, thank you. Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you for having me today. Municipal Cards is our company. Actually, we're based down in Dallas, Texas, a Delaware company though. But for some reason, doesn't take that much imagination. We're mainly here in New Jersey, offering a proprietary new program that we have. We came to be for this program. That's a property tax savings and economic development program for the purpose of helping reduce the burden of property tax, supporting the local economy, helping create sustainability and growth. The property tax program that we're offering, it's a mutually beneficial program helping local government, property owners, and the local merchants. Every purchase made, so what we have is a debit type of a card, which somebody signs up for. Now it's a MasterCard. They get an online account. With that card, they load money into this account, and when they spend, every transaction earns them reward that directly goes back to the property tax.
From qualified merchants, though.
So every transaction on the card, no matter where they spend, will earn them some level of
Okay.
reward. But at qualified merchants, at specific local and online merchants, they earn a bonus amount, which then actually creates a very meaningful amount of reward to could drastically impact their property tax liability. And again, that reward is accrued and paid directly towards their property tax account. We are able to hand a file to the township, which easily imports. There's no administrative burden, so it's seamless and easy. From a high level, the way that this obviously works is right now the township has a relationship with the residents. For example, right now it's communications sending out a tax bill. The township promotes the program. We license the program to you, so it's your program. You would send, let's say, a letter from the mayor or council, whoever, introducing the program that exists. In that existing communication on the tax bill, people see it. They go to a website which we provide the township, which has got the township's branding on it. They learn about the program. If it's for them, they sign up. When they sign up, they now have a relationship with the issuing bank. They receive the card in the mail in about a week, and like I said, they load the card and they start transacting. Every transaction earns them a reward. They can see from their account where they spent, how much was earned, whether it was local, online, or just random place. And then in New Jersey here in June, sometime we pay one payment to the township with a file to be imported so the tax payments can be applied before the tax bills go out. It actually will show right up on the tax bill the credit has been applied. And we do this actually at a time before the mortgage companies find out how much is owed, so there's no overpayments and everything works as usual. We provide a program website that is branded with the township's branding, its own domain. It's a compartmentalized program. Nobody can see anybody else's program. The local merchants that are shown on there are the local merchants here. There's no way to see other local merchants. So it is a customized site for each place, for each program. We also have a mobile app and it's been called a browser extension, which also is customized. And that's where they can, from their phone, see easily who's participating, at what level of reward they're going to earn. Also, if they're shopping online, for example, even if they go to Google and do a search for an item, it'll automatically show in the search results who's participating and how much they're going to earn back when they shop through that merchant. So pretty much any way somebody shops, they're able to as a side product, reduce their ongoing property tax liability. The sign-up process for a resident is fairly simple. It's a 4-step process. They come to the site. Step 1, they create an account, name, email, password. The second step, they tie their new account to a parcel or a property here within the township. We actually in real time verify that it's correct with a third-party vendor, and that way we know that there's integrity of the data and we give it to you. The third step, to prevent fraud, we allow them, they don't have to, but they pay with an existing payment product, credit card, debit card, $10, which then is loaded into the new card. We ship the new card to the existing billing address of the existing card. So we know that's truly them when they receive it. And the last piece is the actual card creation or account creation. Again, they're opening an FDIC insured bank account. The way it works for online accounts is that there's no actual physical documentation required, but there is for identity pieces of verification that we get. They have to get 3 right to be able to get a card. Upon them passing that, they within a week get the card. The reward today is set up to where they can earn as much as 30% of a transaction back towards their taxes. They're on the debit product, it's 0.25% of a reward that you always earn no matter where you go. Locally, we find merchants participating between 5 to 30%. Typically, they're at 10%. So they would cardholder shopping locally, they were order base plus a 10, so 10.25% total. And then online, we have over 3,200 merchants that are already participating. They're participating anywhere from a couple percent or 2, up to 25%. So where it gets exciting is the local and the online reward. We can, after some time, introduce an option if someone wants to upgrade to a credit product, where then instead of putting money in the account in advance, they pay the bill after. It's an identical product. The only difference is instead of earning 0.25% of a base, they'll earn a typical 1% base that you would find on any credit product. The value to the township in having such a program, well, first I want to mention a call that here in New Jersey we offer in the first 5 municipalities that adopt the program that we underwrite the cost for them. So there's no licensing fees, there's no cost of cards, or anything in that nature. We underwrite the cost, and 4 have been taken. We got 1 left. So assuming that the township here were to license the program from us before anybody else does, there would be no cost for the program.
And if we're the 6th one, what's the cost?
It depends on the size. I think it's about 11,000 homes here. It's about $40,000 or so.
Okay.
Quick question.
Sure.
You, at the League of Municipalities, I believe it was the Englewood mayor who was the feature. I was down there in 2017 in the Atlantic City in the fall. And I heard that mayor speak about this program, and you've had 4 since then. And that was the part and parcel, that was the feature of his whole interview. Usually they talk about different things before
Oh, the
that.
interview, yeah.
The interview, and
Mr.
it's
Mayor, I saw that. That was Mayor Cohn of East Brunswick.
East Brunswick, I said
Right.
Englewood. I knew it was an A, I apologize. So how has it been received in the other municipalities, and how long have they had it?
Great question. So the program is relatively new. We had our first beta city go live end of last year. And then we have 3 other New Jersey towns that have adopted the program since then, which are all have gone live. So there's the passive promotion and there's active promotion. These places have had the banner up on their website already for a few months. People that happen to be on the municipal website see it and have come through and signed up. But in the tax bills right now, just I think even one of them went out this week, is where the actual announcements so people know it exists. So far, it's been received very well from the township and borough side. Card holders that have been using it. I just happened to notice the other day, one particular gentleman spent about $1,500 at Northern Tools online. He earned $70 in reward for that one transaction. So, I mean, clearly it's been utilized, and people are able to meaningfully reduce your taxes. But as far as like big, global numbers, I don't have anything today for you.
So let me ask this, so I know Home Depot is one of your online merchants.
Sure.
So, and I'm gonna say I think they offer like 1.3% reward. But if I walked into the store to buy from Home Depot, I'm not gonna get that 1.3% reward.
Not unless
Correct,
we at the
okay.
local Home Depot go, we can
Unless,
set it up for
unless,
them.
yes, if they're, I doubt those big boxes are going to sign up. So what I would do is I would go to your website, I would sign in, then click like merchant services, and then go through your list of vendors and purchase my items that way to get the most bang for my buck, so to speak, to get the most rewards.
Yeah, so you can
So I
actually-
can't just go to the Home Depot normal website, I'd have to sign in through your website and link to it.
Yes and no.
Yeah, okay.
That's the feature of the web browser, is that once you're a card holder and you have that little thing installed, automatically, you can just go to Google and go to Home Depot straight. It'll actually tell you right on top
All right,
what you're going to
okay.
earn. If let's say you needed something right away and you wanted to pick it up at the Home Depot, so you can actually shop it online.
Right, shop online,
pick it up
deliver
at
at the
like
store,
a local
yeah.
Walmart. But also, I mean, if there's a local Home Depot and that was important for them to join, we can approach them and they would go through corporate, but it's, our
I get
program
it.
is set up that they could join and be a part of it. So, yeah, and we try to get the local.
Now, are there
local
service fees? So now I'm a card owner and I'm going to utilize my card. Are there service fees to me on that card? Inactivity fees, ATM fees, and all of that stuff?
So we want to help people. So we designed the program to where a cardholder should not see fees using this as it's designed. But we also realize that sometimes people could be in a pinch and maybe want to use the card in a way that it's not designed. Like, for example, be on a trip somewhere and not have any cash on them and want to be able to withdraw cash from the ATM even though this account is designed to spend on the card or reward. So if they use this for the normal purposes, they're not going to see fees. But if they want to use it outside that scope, let's say to go to an out-of-network ATM, to pull cash, there is a nominal fee. It's basically a pass-through because we get charged for
Got it.
pulling. But the idea is that they could use this every day and not have to see any fees whatsoever.
And I could have my portion or my paycheck direct deposited onto this prepaid card?
Correct, yeah.
Are there any products that wouldn't qualify for the tax?
At least some reward?
Yeah.
No, as long as they're using this as a credit so when you swipe a card, you can do it as an ATM, sort of where you put your PIN in, and it's not considered like a credit transaction, but a debit transaction. That one, and actually it'll ask you want to pull money out of your target. It'll say, do you want money back, right? Because it's a different sort of transaction. But if you click to do it as a credit, every transaction will earn at least some level of reward.
So if I go to the local gas station and give it, I'm still gonna get something back?
Correct.
The grocery store, if I go to ShopRite, the same thing?
Everywhere. Even on the phone, if you give a credit card number or something, that's the card number.
So now I know that I've talked to yourself and Mr. Black about this, and I think I'm a big reward shopper doing these programs. I did plenty, and I got a lot of stuff for free, basically.
It's gone now, yeah.
I know it's gone now, yeah, but I made sure I spent all my money, trust me. So with that being said, and we talked about the average property taxes in the country, which are about $2,500, with the exception of us few states, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, California. And you said that 20% is usually the kind of average reward that these other residents of these other states are seeing. 20% here would be a lot, but I guess it could be done. But I noticed that a lot of those merchants have very small rewards that they're giving back on purchases. Very small. So for me to get 20% back on my taxes, I'd have to be spending a lot of money, first off.
Right. So the online, obviously, you're right. If you scroll through it, 1%, 2%, 3%.
And they offered, I
Full-time
noticed
is-
that they change
Yep.
depending on the time of the year, and probably at Christmas, they probably offer a
Sure.
lot more incentives.
Right. The most meaningful place, and this is also by design, is the local program. And
My local
to shop locally.
businesses
That's
here in
because you
town.
want to drive the spend here. The reason the online exists is that a person shouldn't lose anything by using this card when they shop online. Because
What about the business losing something? Do they lose anything?
The local merchants?
Right, so my local merchant signs
So
up.
they're funding that reward, but they're already marketing dollars, which they're funding coupons, they're funding, Valpak mailers, they're doing sales and stuff. So we don't ask, that's also, we don't have a fixed amount. We let them choose how much they participate at because every industry is different what they can bear. So they're picking them out, and they pay nothing unless there's actually a successful sale. There's no monthly fees. I'm actually going to get into that here. There's no new equipment fees. So it's very easy for them to join. They can always change the amount. But the idea is to get people to keep their money here. And if they have a choice between spending online or locally or anywhere else, they're going to spend here because they could reduce their taxes a lot. So between the three buckets of reward, the base amount, the local and the online, it does add up to where on average between 15 and 25, about 20%, people can see a savings on their property taxes through the program. But just to go back for a second, the value prop back to the township is not just that we're not charging you for it. There's some other things worth mentioning. Also, beyond the fact that we now are able to offer the public a way that they could effectively reduce the burden without actually reducing any revenue into the township. And also, besides the fact that we're able to effectively accelerate the collections of property taxes because we can pay that to you well before you're going to receive that tax money from the mortgage company or anybody that pays online. And also you have obviously the local spending, driving local spend helps local businesses, also will help at home here with increased tax dollars and jobs. But here's what I was trying to get to, which is on the online portion, we recognize that people, when they shop online, there's likely no benefit not back here even to the state. And what we do is we charge them a little bit more, and we do about a 9.1% match of whatever a cardholder earns an online reward. We pay it as a separate payment to the township as new revenue. So if a cardholder
Oh, we didn't
earns-
discuss that. Good.
cherry on the cake here. So if, let's say you have a cardholder earns $100 on that reward, that means that they're going to have towards their taxes $100 paid, and then separately we'll cut $9.10 back to you as new revenue towards the tax base, or whatever council decides they want to do with that money. So that's just another little piece that is beneficial in the program.
And that's just when I purchase through the online
That's
merchants?
the online portion, yeah.
And when you say they charge a little bit more for the
We do-
product that I'm purchasing?
No,
or
no, we collect from them.
The merchant?
The merchant, a little more than, that's the thing, is we don't want to be charging the local merchants. I know, we try to keep it locally, as beneficial for them as it is for
Yes.
the cardholder. But the online guys,
They're the big guys.
they're bigger guys, they don't have the cost of the real estate or whatever. So for them to participate, they have to pay a little more, and we get you 90% match of what the cardholders earn. So
Do you
we'll-
have
we'll-
any examples of what that match has been for other towns, whether it's not in New Jersey or whatever?
So again, we start with New Jersey. We actually just recently signed our first county in New York. But again, that history, and it's also why we kind of get the program out of the gate for the first places at no cost, because we don't have a history to show you yet.
Okay.
Build a history. We will, in likely in a few months, be able to have
Okay.
more. But right now, we can model out what we expect it would be like just from, but
What large merchants do you currently have participating?
You
on the
name it, they
online,
have
You
it.
name it, they have. it.
everybody, 30
Yeah.
to 3,200. So they're all basically all there.
I've been looking at it.
How do you handle disputes? You guys handle it, or does it come through the
No,
township?
it's
or
all through us.
Is it an 800 number, or?
We try to do everything electronically.
Okay.
But if they say, hey, can you call me, we give them a call.
Okay.
So we actually
There's always a
help
number
desk,
for
they pick the
cards.
issue, that goes specifically to the department that deals with that, and then we pick up the phone and call them if we need to.
And how often do you forward the check to the
It's just-
township for our share?
June.
Once a year?
So
Before the
the
new
cardholder's reward is paid in June. The township money is separate. I believe actually that is, as soon as it accrues to, I think quarterly, we
Okay.
can get that over
Right.
to you guys. As soon as it accrues to something, we can send it
Right,
off.
okay.
So that's as far as value to the township. We know homeowners are excited about the program. Extensive market research we've done across the country. 63% of homeowners have told us that the program is exciting to them. 41% of those were super excited about it. One of the nice things that's worth mentioning is the fact that it still preserves consumer choice. We're not asking them to spend differently. We're not asking them to do anything out of the ordinary. Whether it's for you guys and how you conduct business and how you collect taxes, whether it's for merchants and how they do business, and even for the homeowners how they spend. We've tried to maintain integrity of everything as it always is. Also, there are certain people who have a tough time keeping a minimum balance in their local bank. In theory, with the online account they're getting with this, they could move their money there, use this as for any of their banking needs, except for writing physical checks. So if they want to have, the direct deposit there and have their mortgage come out of this or whatever else, they can use this and then save themselves in their banking fees on whatever bank's charging them, because there is no monthly fees for this.
And I could get multiple cards if I had additional family members, and it can all be linked to my same property address?
Yes. Yeah.
And how do you market this to our township, our citizens?
We don't market it. We license the program to you, so it's your program. We support those promotion efforts by giving you any materials you need. But the primarily way it's promoted is through the tax bill, on the website, social media, press releases. Some cities have been doing, or going to be doing store bills, although I don't think it's the best place for it. People are looking out for this sort of program there. But basically touch points that exist to be able to promote the program. Obviously, it benefits everybody, so in any way that the message can be put out there.
So how fast from the point that we would say, if we said yes, are we up and running?
So once we have a license agreement done, we docket you as soon as possible. I would say that if we can get the contract done in the near future, I would probably looking early, like January of next year.
Okay.
There's a process that we need to go internally with the issuing bank, but also we have this medium-sized county that we're launching November, December already in queue, which we need to focus on.
Medium-sized county or medium-sized
County.
municipality?
No,
County.
county, yeah. So.
Which includes how many municipalities, roughly?
A whole bunch.
Sometimes
that's a
these are
lot.
just, sometimes like in South Carolina where you answer to the county, there isn't a municipality. You have a city name, but
Yeah,
you do
there are-
everything via the county.
There's a whole lot of cities in this county.
But the county
but
is their
the
government.
county is the
They don't
one
have a
that's contracted
township.
with
They don't
all
have
tax
local
collection,
governments.
assessment collection. So that's why we contract with them. But for them, it's going to be also a little bit different than here in New Jersey. They're actually using, they're planning on using other means at their disposal to promote the program. They're very excited about this. So we're just, our hands are full with that. And once that's launched, then we would be able to get you guys
So,
launched.
I know you and I spoke about this when I was researching the program, the service industries. We got a lot of mom and pop stores, and I want them taken care of in our town. We have veterinary hospitals, automobile repair facilities, delicatessens, restaurants, all that. Rubber hit the road, they're able to be participating in this.
Yeah, and the response from those sorts of places have been very positive. The idea is of the fact that they're not paying anything up front to join. They don't have to buy new equipment. They're not changing their emergency service provider. Literally nothing is changing for them. No monthly fees, there's no term commitment. And we also email them reporting of who's in the store and how much they spend. It makes it so easy for them. And if it works for them, great. If they want to change their offering, great. If they want to say, hey, it's not for me, just
Now,
email them. They're out.
Speaking of the local mom and pop, and they have the availability of having a merchant card. And obviously, in order to use the MasterCard Visa logo at your merchant, you pay Visa MasterCard a percentage every month. I think we spoke about it. Isn't their percentage reduced if that card's used? Like
Yes.
they pay 3% normally, but they pay a reduced amount.
Yeah, right. So the way it works is depending on the type of card is typically determines how much a merchant is paying in merchant services. Classically, about 3% is what a merchant would pay on a rewards credit card. Well, this is not a rewards credit card, it's really a debit product.
Right.
Which then qualifies at a 1-point-something% rate. So they actually save money in the merchant services fees when taking this card versus someone else's rewards card. So it does help them in that way. So, it helps offset some of their costs when they're giving back the cardholder in reward.
Now talk about your tenant program.
Right. Now, I think you guys only have maybe like 10% versus 90% of renters versus homeowners.
Yes,
So
we
maybe
talked
it's
about
not
that.
as meaningful, but we do offer, after we do the proper regular program, we do then have a second program which can be offered for those tenants that it's utilized for the local merchant program to where they can also be motivated to shop locally, and it rewards them instead of in property tax savings. The money goes back to their account, which then they can use to pay their rent or utilities or other things to help reduce their cost of living. So they still get to take advantage of the program, just not exactly the same way.
So they can actually get cash back almost. Do you
Right.
realize?
It's what it comes
Okay.
back to being.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. We are the only company that offers this sort of product and program. We actually have issued patents, which does not allow anybody else to do such a thing, which also is part of how we can have council approve a contract being signed without a complicated RFP or bidding process based on the state procurement laws. It's pretty clean and simple to be able to adopt a program like this.
Quick question, what areas do you see right now, as you're standing here tonight, that you can improve your product and talk to the people on the television about some of the security features that you have to maybe give them some peace of mind? Because people may be concerned about identity theft and all related issues, so take a jump into there for us.
Sure. So we are constantly working to learn and improve the program, learn from how people how to use it. Some of the things, like right now we're working on doing is to make it easier to load cards and even potentially have it set up to where you can automatically have money auto-debited from an existing account to the card. But at the same time, because of the ability to move money freely, we've incorporated the ability to do things like, with the touch of a button on the app, put a lock on the card that can't be used. So if there's any questions about, where's my card, you don't have to cancel your card. You just put a quick, whether it's toggle switch on and off.
Discover does that now.
So we're up there with Discover. Another feature we have is where it can be set up that every time a transaction happens, a text alert immediately goes to you to tell you how much money was spent or how much money was funded to the card. Let's say your pay is being direct deposited, so you know that, oh, money's there in the account, sending via email. But I think as a whole, we try to make advancements. We try to take advantage of the latest technology. There's so much regulation surrounding protection of accounts that they're already actually ahead of things when it comes to security. And obviously, since all fraudulent activity is covered, it's in our best interest to have to then cover those funds to make sure that proactively things are protected. So from a security standpoint, state of the art, and from a feature-rich perspective, whatever's available, whatever we can come up with, we constantly do to improve on. And as far as expanding the reward program, making it more attractive, more meaningful, it's also something we're constantly working on.
Is there a annual maintenance fee for the township to pay on this?
No, that's part of what the grandfathered in under this agreement.
Could there ever be an annual maintenance fee for the township to pay?
Not that
I mean,
can
you
do.
reserve the right at a future date.
No, so we have the contract set up in a way that council would reapprove the same agreement every 2 years.
Because we have to reapprove this agreement every 2 years.
By state law, the contract can exist more than 2 years.
Okay.
So we have it, and I'm sure Lauren can be the, I'm not an attorney, so I don't
No,
want
you're right,
to.
2 years, you're good.
Right. But we have it set up to where the terms of the agreement are set, so that way council can just renew it, and
Right.
it says that you're not paying anything, so you don't have to worry about the fees ever.
So at the end of 2 years, you couldn't come up with another contract and say, well, because of our expenses on this end, we're going to do something on the other end.
Yeah, that's not something we're gonna do, but if the council decides that it wants to pay us for these services.
Who's gonna
Well,
turn
that's
it
not
away,
gonna happen.
I'm not gonna turn it
That's not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen.
Who does, you're talking about the marketing, who does the marketing as far as going out and trying to get local establishments to join out the program? Is that you folks, or are we on the hook for that?
Yeah, so it's kind of a mix. We definitely assist in this area. We do is we try to form a relationship with the local chamber, if possible, and work with them to reach out to the local merchants. But at the end of the day, we do put people here on the ground to go walk the strip malls and visit the mom and pops to explain to them the program. The ability to enroll in the program and sign up is really simple. They actually have their own place they can go online and self-enroll. They don't even need us to be there. But we still go to educate them, explain it. We bring them a letter introducing the program, bring it from the mayor or council, so they know what it is. But we go on behalf of the township and educate them and then show them how they can enroll.
So we don't need any people involved in this whole process from our staff? And did you say generally the average is 20% of an average tax bill is the amount that a person gets back?
Yeah, so based on the modeling we've done of how much people have told us they would spend on this card specifically and what the blended reward rate is, it comes out to be about 20% of the average. So it's the average spend, the blended reward rate, and the average property taxes. And Veronica touched upon this. What happens though is when you look at places that have higher property taxes, we find that people spend more, it correlates, and as they spend more, then they're earning more. So between 15 and 25% of average, what we find, what we model out, is where it falls that people should be able to save on their property taxes. Now, if someone puts this, in the drawer, or it's buried in the wallet, and they never use it, obviously, they're not gonna see much, but if they're using this, as a primary way to spend it, not to say they're not gonna use a gas card if they're earning 5% at a specific gas station, but if they use this as a primary way to spend, again, 15 to 25% is very realistic of savings.
So if they put it in a drawer, there's really no expense to them either way. It's just,
After 3 months, the account's in the closing.
Right.
So, because if they don't hold the card, there's no money in the account. But if the people's account's open, it'll just close on that.
right, but they have there's no interest charged to them, it's their money really, it's
Yeah,
their.
there's no interest.
And there's no membership fee for the card on an annual basis like most credit cards, I would assume.
Correct.
So as long as I have money on the card, like currently I use one of my cards and I get rewards incentives and I have all my utility bills get charged in that card every month. And I just then pay that one bill. I could do the same thing with this direct debit card. Even though my utility companies may not be part of the program, I'll still get some kind of incentive
You're
back.
still gonna get
And
the base
monthly,
amounts.
that can just be automatic, I could set that up through my utility company to charge
Charge
that
this card
card.
number
Right,
and-
because bill pay, you guys charge a fee for, if I was to do
If you
bill
send a
pay.
check, there's I think it's $1 or something.
Yeah,
for
there's
bill
a
pay.
$2 I think it was,
But to
yeah.
give them your credit card number and have them just monthly.
Yeah, do it
recurring
through
charge.
the vendor and do
Yeah.
it the monthly charge,
Correct.
okay.
And is the account has to be an individual or any property owner? LLCs, corporations?
So,
Good
today, for the official legal bearer of the account, it has to be a person. But, they could easily have an account open and then use it for the LLC to obviously use it for the property that they own, rental, whatever.
So he can choose which property he assigns to his card?
Yes.
Okay.
And you also can pick what name you'd like to be on the card. So you can open the account in your name and put the property management company on the card. That way you'll know this is that tied to that property and, give it to employees or anybody that would be able to use it.
Is there any ceiling or limit as to what you can earn?
Yeah. The more you spend, the more you
Well, what I had said at the last meeting is I was cautiously optimistic. I wanted you to come here to speak. I'm glad that you did. A lot of our younger people do online purchases. They live their lives through their phones. We have a great mix of demographics in our town, and I know that myself and a lot of other folks and seniors will shop at our mom and pops. So I'm still optimistic about it, and I appreciate you coming here tonight.
Thank you.
That's 20% of us.
Any other questions that I can answer?
Impossible because the rewards are so small.
Any age restriction on the town card? The reason I'm asking,
Yeah, sure.
if we're sliding into our schools for lunch money, money, the kid instead of carrying cash in his pocket, he can carry his card and use it all around the town.
Sure.
Because why?
To
It's not
get
taken back,
an
so
account,
I can't
have an
go back
account,
and
it
take
would
it
require the
back.
parent, any over 18, will be able to open the account. But they can put the child's name on the card and give it to them, and they load it for allowance or
Well, that's what
whatever.
I'm thinking, the kid doesn't have to worry about cash being stolen now, he has a card with a PIN number.
Well, they're not gonna need the PIN number, but, one nice thing is, the card could be empty. And the parent could, the kid could be, former grocery and say, okay, mom, show me $5. From the app, they can transfer $20 immediately, and swipe the card and use it. So, that sort of functionality is there specifically for those type of purposes.
And no restriction on any specific banks or anything like that to load the card.
Yes, you have an account routing number on this account, so the way it's set up today, is any bank you can push from to this account, direct deposit to this account, and we're working on the functionality to even where you can, from this account, pull money from other banks, so you don't have to go to the other bank and push it.
Can you also, can you get an end of year total as to where you spent your money all year?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is that sort of functionality to do statements, categories of where money was spent, all that from the
Because you
website.
get,
Say thank you.
Sure.
Do we get to design the card?
So,
Look at 'em.
the answer is yes, but that comes with a cost. That we
Okay, all right,
It's not that expensive, if you did want to do it, but it is an option. But it's a cool looking card.
Be like your police cards.
The trading cards at the police office.
We do police trading cards here, so we get the same. Does any other resident have a
Mayor's
question?
face on there would be
No.
perfect.
No, Regina, no questions? Jimmy, no questions?
I understand no worries. I'm just
absorbing.
Tony, any more questions? That's what you've been asking for.
I'm looking, I'm waiting, it's up to you guys.
Well, I don't think we're gonna make a hard, fast decision tonight. I think we need to talk about it. Can you get us a draft contract so our attorney can review it too? You know, that fine print.
And possibly a list of FAQs, just so.
They're on his website?
They're on the website, all right.
Yes, they're on the website.
I was talking.
I've been really going through that website.
Let me ask you this,
That's fine.
I mean, I don't know where the whole council's gonna come down on it, but, could you put us in that fifth slot and hold us for 2 weeks? Because, I'll be honest with you, if we don't get the fifth slot, we're not gonna be interested. So I think, you know,
Okay.
at least, it would give you the opportunity for us to just think about it and discuss it.
We have another meeting in 2 weeks.
And we could have an answer for you that Friday.
I'm not gonna enjoy doing this, because Ralph, I think, does have something else brewing, but, that he's in the middle of, but I'll make sure for 2 weeks we'll hold that spot for you.
I'll call Ralph. He's probably still in the office.
He probably is, yes.
It's a different time frame down there.
Yes, he is. Yes, I've always had to adjust
It's
calling
only 7
him.
o'clock down there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting, but we, you know, have to discuss it.
Right.
And if there's any other questions, feel free to call, email.
Yeah, you guys are very easy to get in touch with and very, very helpful. I learned a lot by talking to you on the phone.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You going back to Texas tonight?
No, after the weekend, no.
Just don't drive south on 95 because everybody's coming north from South and North Carolina.
True, but yeah. Nobody doesn't check the weather flying out on Monday.
True.
It's coming up this way, then afterwards.
Where are you flying out?
Other way, that's easy, straightforward.
Norkids.
On Monday, the storm should be up here by Monday, right?
Wednesday.
Saying. So we can adjourn this meeting and start the
We
next
did
meeting.
that.
So motion to adjourn this meeting?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we're gonna go into town. If you wanna leave, you can leave. If you don't have to stick around for the rest. I won't make you sit through this.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to the public laws of 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon and was posted on the bulletin board showing the time and the place of the meeting. Let's salute the flag and then a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First reading, 2018-28, amending Chapter 323, Vehicle 7 Traffic so as to add stop signs and through streets.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 323 of the Township Code titled Vehicles and Traffic so as to amend Section 323-27 entitled Schedule 4 Through Streets and Section 323-28 entitled Schedule 5 Stop and Yield Intersections so as to provide for additional through streets and stop and yield intersections in the Township of Lacey. The through street will be Basin Road between Laurel and Bowsprit Point, and the intersecting streets will get stop signs. So there'll be a stop sign on Chestnut at Basin, on Sycamore at Basin, on Ash at Basin, and then at the other end of Ash at Predmore. First reading, motion.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliana?
Yes. First reading of ordinance 2018-29, amending Chapter 211, Land Development Fees.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 211 of the Township Code of the Township of Lacey entitled Land Development Fees, Escrow Deposits, and Inspection Fees. This is the, in order for part of the Council on Affordable Housing Court settlement, we need to amend our land development fees for the amount of residential development fees that are collected from commercial and residential developers when they are building new structures in this town. And this is all part of the fair share judgment.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance 2018-27, authorizing the acquisition of all lots in block 1853 and 1854.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the fee simple interest in blocks, and it's gonna be block 1852 and block 1853, all lots in those blocks. This is in accordance with, 100% affordable housing development, to satisfy our prior rounds under the court settlement. And this is adjacent to, the Walters Development Group that is over here on our west.
See the second reading, open it up to the public.
Seeing none, make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion on the ordinance?
Move it. Second.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-224, approving the rehabilitation program manual.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, approving the rehabilitation program manual. Again, this is all part of the court-ordered settlement with our affordable housing rounds, and we are required to have a housing rehabilitation program manual, and this will be sent to the Superior Court of Toms River as well.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-225, adopting the Fair Share Housing Plan and the township's intent to bond.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, identifying the township's intent to appropriate funds or bonds in the event of a funding shortfall. Again, this is all part of the settlement. This is amending the initial housing element and fair share plan. This is based on the prior rounds again, and this is only an intent to bond if there should be a shortfall. It does not talk about us actually bonding or anything, only if there's a shortfall with the project.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-226, adopting an affirmative marketing plan.
Resolution of Township of Lacey, County of Ocean State, New Jersey, adopting an affirmative marketing plan for the Township of Lacey. Again, this is related to the fair share housing settlement, and this is the township related to the third round obligation.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-227, authorizing a shared services with the Board of Education for Class 3 officers.
Resolution of Township of Lacey, County of Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the execution of interlocal services agreement with the Lacey Township Board of Education for Class 3 Special Law Enforcement Officers Program. As you know, the Township of Lacey has hired 3 Class 3 officers for them to be utilized for the School Resource Officer Program. The school will be reimbursing the township for this program. This is a 1-year contract that we're entering into for this first year. The school will be reimbursing the town $103,500. The township's only obligation this year would be $15,000 to help them offset what they couldn't find in the budget.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-228, authorizing the filing of the New Jersey NJDOT grant for Nautilus Boulevard.
Resolution of Township of Lacey, County of Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the filing of an application for state aid to municipalities under the New Jersey Transportation Trust Fund Authority Act for Nautilus Boulevard Road Improvement Projects. We're looking into 2019. Priority number 1 is to overlay Nautilus Boulevard. The last time we did that was approximately 1994. The amount that we're requesting in grant money is $486,650.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-229, authorizing the filing of the NJDOT grant for Capstan Drive.
Resolution of Township of Lacey, County of Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the filing of an application for state aid to municipalities under the New Jersey Transportation Trust Fund Authority Act for the Capstan Drive Road Improvement Project. This is priority number 2. The amount we're requesting is $503,000. And again, the last time we did this area was in the 90s. The last time that when we did Laurel, Nautilus, and Sunrise, the 3 major roads back in 1994, the whole project cost us $450,000 to do those 3 roads.
Move it.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-230, authorizing extension of a leave of absence.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing extension of a leave of absence for Shannon Quinn. This is authorizing an extension of her maternity leave until September 30th.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Abstain.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-231, authorizing a leave of absence.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing a leave of absence for Lynn Talarico. This is under the Family Medical Leave Act. This is up until, oops, there's a typo here, excuse me, up until at least November 6th for medical purposes.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-232, authorizing the release of a maintenance bond for the bulkhead replacement project.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the release of a performance and maintenance bond posted for the bulkhead replacement project at various locations. This is the project that was performed by Beacon Construction. The maintenance bond has been in place for a one-year period as required and has been authorized to be released by the engineer.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-233, placing a lien on Block 166, Lot 8 for property maintenance.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, accepting the certification of the Director of Public Works concerning costs incurred in the removal of debris and cleaning up of the property located at 1013 Anchor Way, and authorizing the placement of a lien against said property for said costs in the amount of $86.69.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-234, placing a lien on Block 221.03, Lot 2 for property maintenance.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, accepting the certification of the Director of Public Works concerning costs incurred in the removal of debris and cleaning up of the property located at 4 Hollywood Boulevard South, and authorizing the placement of said lien against said property for said costs in the amount of $107.03.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-235, placing a lien on Block 636, Lot 3 for property maintenance.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, accepting the certification of the Director of Public Works concerning costs incurred in the removal of debris and cleaning up of the property located at 505 Cedarwood Drive, and authorizing the placement of a lien against said property for said costs in the amount of $191.81.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-236, authorizing the refund of a building permit fee.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the refund of a building department fee issued by the Lacey Township Building Department. The amount to be refunded is $329. The customer has decided not to perform the job. It was for solar.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-237, authorizing the tax collector to cancel unclaimed tax sale certificate redemption monies.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the tax collector to cancel unclaimed tax sale certificate redemption monies pursuant to NJSA 54:5-57.1. This is the, based on the tax collector's tax sales and those that have not satisfied the certificate, the amount that we're canceling, and which goes into Myrna, which is miscellaneous revenue not anticipated, as $4,497.95.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-238, authorizing the cancellation of checks from the municipal court account.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing cancellation of old outstanding checks from the Lacey Township Municipal Court account. The regular account, total amount we're canceling is $13.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-239, authorizing the refund of deposits.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the refund of deposits held for the use of municipal facilities.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes. Resolution 2018-240, authorizing the payment of township bills.
Resolution to Township of Lacey, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the payment of township bills in the amount of $6,315,705.96.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Juliano?
Yes.
All right.
Monthly reports.
Okay, for the month of July, the municipal court collected receipts in the amount of $24,491.69. Municipal clerk's office for the month of August collected receipts in the amount of $4,498.74. For the month of August, municipal court collected receipts in the amount of $24,608.02. Recycling commodity for the month of July was $734. Road opening permits were in the amount of $3,240. And for the month of August, community development collected receipts in the amount of $103,183.52. Motion to accept the reports is read.
Move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve caucus meeting minutes of August 9th, 2018.
Move it.
Second.
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve caucus meeting minutes of August 16th, 2018.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve township meeting minutes of August 9th, 2018.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve membership in the Lenoka Harbor Fire Company for Anthony Siegel.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve raffle license applications for the Lacey Football Foundation, Horizons at Barnegat Women's Club, NJSNA Region 6, Rotary Club of Forked River, Women's Club of Lacey, and the Knights of Columbus.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve bingo license for the Lacey Elks Lodge Charitable Association.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I have no add-ons.
Really? Really?
Comments from the committee? Deputy Mayor McDonald?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of things. Had a meeting with Jim Whiteland, our recreation director today, just to go over some things. He was kind of upset because they had put a target of 700 kids for summer camp, and they finished with 699.
Oh, really?
And that's up 30 or 40 kids from last year, so it's growing. Actually, the biggest growth was down at Clune Park, where they had an expansion of about 20 kids, he said, down at Clune Park. So it was a good summer overall. No real problems, some minor hiccups along the way, but that's to be expected. So now we're on to the fall stuff, and he wanted me to talk about a couple of things here. First of all, on Friday, October 19th and 26th is the Real Ghost Stories of Lacey Township, which is they're going to be held down at the Historical Society building down there, and it's $4 in advance, $5 at the door. They're going to have s'mores and stuff, and they have a new fire pit down there, so should be a good time. I'll talk about this some more. Some other things that are going on in the township. This hasn't been out yet, but it should come out soon. Kids Cook Monday, he says, is a big recreation thing. They can only take 12 kids, so you can go online and get your kids signed up for that, and it'll go fast. He said you got sessions as of November 19th, 26th, December 3rd and 10th, and then other sessions they go into 2019. It's only $40 per student, and Perlmutter sponsors the whole thing. Just some open gyms. I'd like to talk about. Adult basketball starts on October and on Tuesday nights, 6 to 9, $20. Volleyball open gym is on Wednesdays. Where is this? This is at the middle school, and the basketball is also at the middle school, and that's at $10 for students and $20 for adults. You have to check the times because they have different times: beginner, intermediate, and adults. What else do we have here? Adult pickleball. Again, is in the middle school, and that starts September 24th, and that's a fee of $15. I think. Oh, and again, one last thing is the running on New Year's Eve. I guess it's day.
Yes.
New Year's Eve day. He's running a hockey trip up to the Jersey Devils. It's $55 per ticket. Have any questions on that? Give the recreation department Paul. He's also working on trying to get tickets and so forth to go take a bus trip up to New York City for a play and walking around there. So we're going to see how that works out. A lot of stuff here. Lacey Day. Let me get to Lacey Day. That's September 29th, 12 to 4 at Gilly Park. It's also Apple Fest over there. Last year was a huge turnout. Roughly about 3,000 people showed up. So it's a lot of stuff going on. We have fire truck rides, vintage games, demos, flight simulator, butter churning, bingo, 50-50, an apple pie eating contest, Mr. Cortello.
Wouldn't be the same without a jab.
So we're gonna run a shuttle down to the old schoolhouse museum throughout the day. So if you want to learn about, the history of Lacey and so forth like that, and some of the things, so we don't lose that Apple Fest, which was, you got to walk around and see, get into that museum down there a little bit and go from there. And this goes rain or shine. And I just want to thank all the vendors out there, and there's just way too many to mention, that have helped out and are contributing to this. And this is a great day for Lacey. So again, that's September 9th, 12 to 4. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
Committeeman Quinn?
Thank you, Mayor. Just have one comment. Tomorrow night, the 14th, is the Million Mile Walk over Gilly Park for Alex's Lemonade Stand. This governing body has kind of adopted the kids that run that little organization, and they raise money for pediatric cancer, and they have done a tremendous job over the last couple of years. And this event is probably one of their biggest fundraisers. So if you can, certainly everybody come out and show your support, do the walk. The committee, I know the guys all signed up to walk, so I'll be out there cheering you on.
Are you going to walk, Mr. Quinn?
I have my 2 grandsons tomorrow. So, yeah,
You going to
but
walk
I'll
with
be
that? You can put one in the stroller, the other one can walk.
there. I interrupt you. No, we're all walking, so it's going to be a nice night. And but it truly makes a big difference with the donations that the kids get this time of year at this function. So
When
come
are you
on out.
walking tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, 5:30 tomorrow night, Gilly Park.
We're gonna walk it?
We'll walk.
Okay.
The kids will run right by us, but 5 minutes walking.
Are we going to eat oxygen along the way?
Maybe one of us. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks. Committeeman Kennis?
I always get depressed. I was gonna talk about COA, and no, I don't know if I should or not.
Don't get depressed. Don't get depressed, Steve.
It's come up a lot this week, so.
Yes, it has.
I guess
First,
just
before you
very,
continue, how's the dog?
very good.
It's all right.
Well, tonight we passed a number of ordinances, or started to pass a number pertaining to our affordable housing obligation, and just try and explain briefly how the COA program works, at least for us. Right now, the judge's agreement only satisfies our prior round obligation, so our future round obligation, which is our third round, is still 581 remaining units. And just a quick primer on how the process works is the developers. This is one of those hidden taxes in New Jersey. All the developers that build in Lacey are required to pay a percentage of the assessed value of the project into a fund, and then we take that pot of money and purchase property with it, and then we have to find a developer to then build the project. So the builder, so what's initially private developer money gets put into a pot of money. The township then takes that money and purchases a piece of land. Then we hire a developer. The developer then goes to the state and gets state money. The township gets reimbursed for that money, most of it. They build the project with state taxpayer money, and then the apartments are then they're low-income apartments, and they're subsidized by taxpayer money. So there's no question that the state does need some kind of affordable housing, but in New Jersey, the only way to really do it is to use other people's money to do it. So those are my comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Committeeman Kurtola?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening to everyone that's present here this evening. I would like to just start comments, albeit a little bit belated, in remembrance of 9/11 that has recently passed. And those folks that were lost, all 2,977 of them, to a cowardly terrorist attack. I'd like to also mention that in the Run for the Fallen that will take place here shortly, the date actually escapes me right now, and I did call the person who is in charge of that run, and they will be stopping here, as they do each year, at our town hall, to remember one of our fallen young men, Nick Giglio, who passed away in a mid-air collision in October of 2009. So I'll certainly be remembering him that day as the soldiers and the families are here that morning. I'd like to also have a reminder insofar as public health goes. On October 4th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at St. Pius. Anybody will have an opportunity that comes in to have a flu vaccination authored by my employer, Ocean County Health Department. The price will be $20. It's a very low cost compared to some of the other facilities around where you can get one of those vaccinations. Also, I've been in touch with the chief of police. At that event, he's going to have the mobile drop box. If you have unwanted pill form pharmaceuticals, not liquids, not syringes. If you have pills that are expired, you no longer need them, bring them to that clinic. You'll have an officer standing there. They can be discarded safely. That's part of what that mobile drop box is for. We do use it here in the township. The police department's very responsible with that use. The more it gets out to the people, the fewer drugs are on the street. So it's good public health and public safety policy all around. One of the things that's new in town, and it ties into what the gentleman said for merchant cards, from what I understand, there's an agreement in principle that the Lacey Chamber is now rolled into the Central Ocean Business Association, and it's actually been signed off on. So what that will mean is there's going to be additional opportunities for businesses to network, talk to each other, grow, and really spread roots around and throughout the community. COBA is a very active organization. Fees will drop from $185 down to $100 for members. So I'm hopeful that, more than 5 years ago, I got onto this committee. I was looking into some programs similar to the merchant cards, and this is vastly improved. And I always say, I don't do anything alone. We have our mayor here and all my colleagues. People have heard me say that because I believe it, because we do everything together. I know that's the way of it, and I'm hopeful and with guarded optimism about this process with the merchant cards. They'll be queried to the maximum. I will question them, and I'll make sure that, as will my colleagues, that it's the right thing to do for the residents and our businesses, because we know Lacey is a destination for businesses, more so than other areas. And we're very proud of that, and we're proud of the streamlined processes that we have downstairs to bring new businesses in. So with that said, I will be looking forward to some additional information from merchant cards down in Dallas. I'll be reviewing it with my colleagues up here, and I'm hopeful that Central Ocean Business Association, which has continued to grow all along the Route 9 corridor from Pine Beach down to Waretown, will continue to serve our businesses. We're an important part of the businesses in this county, in this line of municipalities that we have here. So with that, I'll sum up my comments, and I thank you for the time, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. A few extra, well, we talked about the Million Mile Walk, which we're gonna walk tomorrow, right, Gary?
You got it.
Run
With
it?
you.
No, walk it.
We'll walk.
The next is, we have Travel the World with US at Gilly Park, Sunday, September 23rd. It's Travel the World with us at Gilly Park to celebrate our cancer survivors and honor their caregivers. The celebration is a day with family and friends, caregivers. The event will have music, food from France, Italy, Germany, and Mexico. It sounds like it's going to be a good thing. I'm sure we pass it out and get it around. I think they should have a good showing. Another thing, for a local business, this I'm gonna read because, as I always say, business in this town, people no doubt come up all the time to businesses and do things for us as a township. This was a letter from Lacey Township Emergency Medical Services to Rich Ritigliano at Lacey Collision. Dear Rich, your support, kindness, and generosity over the years has been amazing. Recently, painting and repairing our ambulances, practically for free, has given me the opportunity to complete the final phases of the Lacey Township EMS rebranding project with little financial impact to the organization. Your generosity has allowed me to devote funds to life-saving equipment that will directly serve the residents and visitors of Lacey Township. I won't go on, but it said, that's why we should support our local businesses, the things we do for people like this, Rich, and numerous other people. And I like bringing that up because I want to thank him publicly so the public knows the things that people do. Also, George Resitar, Lacey Little League, sent out another letter for that district that they had the championship from July 11th to the 15th, how successful it was. Furthermore, he just wanted to thank and personally thank the Township Committee, Dan Miguel, William Rule, Rob Crasta, and the rest of the Public Works for a great job of keeping the fields up during the event for the 4 days. The employees of the Public Works are a true testament to what makes Lacey the home to the best kept parks in the state. There's no doubting that.
God bless you.
God bless
Thank you.
I had the honor to go to a pep rally last Friday night. Jack Conity, which is a local person here, and president of the AYF, our township football league, which formerly was known as Lacey Pop Warner, and all his staff. They did a great job. The whole pep rally, it was like 250 people there. It's really great to see all the parents supporting their kids because all of the cheerleaders were out there. It was really great, and that's some testament on what we do also in this town, keeping the parks the way they do so they can use them. Army of Hope at the Elks this past Sunday, what a huge success for what they did for the families. They raised $157,000 for the Army of Hope and $77,000 for the homeless vets. That's why I always say support all these organizations in town. These are things that they always, every year, give 100% back to the veterans and the community. Please keep all the neighbors to the south in our prayers down, in the Carolinas, not Myrtle Beach though.
Thanks. It is raining there right now.
It is raining.
Yes.
But keep it in their prayers that it gears out and hardly no damage gets done. As always, thanks, I always say this, thank all the volunteers and all of our organizations in town for everything they do to make Lacey Township as great as it is. Thank you very much. And now I'd open it up to the public. Mr. Moss?
Bill Fiskane, Port River Beach. On behalf of what the mayor just said, I'd like to remind people of a few things. As you all know, we lost one of our big businesses here in town, Caffrey's. Keep in mind how Wawa served them meals, food, drinks, whatever they wanted that whole day. And then afterwards, the next day, Caffrey's Restaurant offered a job to every employee. White Castle offered a job to every employee.
Every employee would work
Every
at Caffrey's. My understanding has another
Caffrey's
job.
offered a
Yeah, they
job
pretty
to
much
every
are all re-employed right now.
Right, yeah, the town really helped out there.
Right, just want people to remember,
Yes.
people to know that don't get the words. Next thing, I want to go over something about the general tax rate, if you don't mind. There.
I was just looking at the one you gave us last year. I was going through some stuff on my desk and found this, and so we're going over it.
I'd just like to go over what, this is the general tax rate issued by the Ocean County, which is on the Ocean County website for anybody that wants to look it up. I just want to go over four things altogether. The first thing I want to go over with is the tax rate that we get from Ocean County. Ocean County, on every $100 of assessed value, we pay 34.3 cents. Now, that is the lowest of all 32 districts or towns in Ocean County. Now, I want to jump a little bit across now to us, to you people sitting right up there. Tax rate for Lacey Township is 37.3 cents, which seems a little bit higher than the county. But if you go back, gentlemen, to the county doesn't include the library tax, the health tax, or the open space tax, which you pay to the county. That means that raises that up from 34.3 to 40.5 cents, which shows that you're only doing 37.3 in Lacey Township versus the whole county. The next one is your school taxes. On every $100 worth of assessed value, you pay $1.31.3 cents. That is up 3.4 cents per every $100. That's where most of your money goes. But when people call and complain to the city about their taxes, remember, this is the lowest entity of the whole system. Comes out of, everything you see comes out of Lacey Township. We don't see what comes out of Ocean County. You can see what they're doing on Lacey Road because that's a county road. And the last thing I want to check, if you gentlemen would look over at the general tax rate, the tax rate for Lacey is $2.09.1 cents. That's up 4.8 cents from last year. Remember, 3.4% of that is the school taxes. And there are 16 other towns out of the 32 that pay more in whole taxes than they do from Lacey Township. And I'd just like to go back to one more that I forgot, two more. The school rates, there are only 4 other towns that pay more in taxes than Lacey Township. That means there's 28 towns that pay less than Lacey Township does in school taxes per $100 of assessed value. The county taxes, your municipal taxes, I'm sorry, there's 24 towns that pay more in their taxes on assessed value than Lacey Township, and only 7 towns that pay less. So I say we're doing a pretty good job here in Lacey Township when it comes to taxes.
This is very informative because when you take and break it down, Lacey is the lowest municipal tax rate out there, with the exception of all the little towns along the Barrier Islands, which generate a tremendous amount of revenue from the price of the homes down there. So this is very good. The school taxes are what they are no matter where you go because it costs a lot to educate kids, but it does show that the municipal government is really doing a hell of a lot with the dollars that are being charged.
That's right, municipal.
I appreciate it.
And my intention, what I always say is, if somebody wants to complain about the taxes, look at what you get from Lacey Township. Look around you. And then look around you and see what you get from Ocean County. I don't even very seldom, I'm sorry, once this year, it's now August, I've seen the street cleaner here in Lacey. And yes, the Ocean County Sheriff's Department come by, but compared to, I might see one sheriff's car every time I see 1,000 Lacey Township cars. I'm just saying they do come by, but Lacey gives so much more, and you get so much less. That's my only point on it. But if anybody wants to complain about the taxes, go to your school board or go to your county. Don't come here and stand at this microphone and expect the township to do anything about it because they're holding their end. It's the others that are keeping your taxes high. That's all I have. Thank you.
Just to add to that, Bill, I think the best place to go is go out to Trenton and yell at the governor because the state aid has been going down consistently every year, and that's where the schools are really suffering.
Well, there's a lot of tricks and trades because of the assessed values might vary from one town to the other and everything else. But this piece of paper, which is available to anybody, And it goes back 20 years. You can look at the taxes, each piece of paper for the past 20 years, one by one, and see what your taxes have been doing. You'll find towns that haven't had a reassessment in 10 years, 15 years. You'll find towns that have their reassessments every 2 or 3 years. But you'll find some towns that aren't paying their fair share, mainly because of their assessments. Right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony Rizzoli, Summary Speech. First, I guess we bought some property in the county, Forked River Mountain. If we have any influence at the freeholders level, maybe we could, sometime in the future, think about, that's supposedly the highest topographical point.
Yes.
Maybe we could be like, in the Watchung Mountains, the Washington Overlook that looks over the Raritan Valley. Maybe the township could make a suggestion, do something like that to overlook
Pretty deep in.
a lot of Ocean County from that high point. You know, it might be a draw for us if it's in Lacey rather than Riverton. Mr. McDonald, can I address Mr. McDonald in recreation?
Sure.
Concerns about schools and safety. I mentioned this to one of the members of the board, but I thought I would mention it to you too. With the resource officers that we're putting in, you know, a lot of people may become complacent that, oh, this solves the problem. It doesn't. It doesn't solve the problem. It addresses the problem. It's in a step forward. Access to the schools is being limited by the Board of Education. So limited access going in and going out. The Recreation Department does use the schools at night. And my question to you, that maybe we should start looking at limited access through the Recreation Department into the schools. So if 20 people come in, we know 20 people go out. Only because if we have 19 go out and one stays there overnight, we may have an issue. Just something to think about in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, not to do anything now, but something to
If they're
just.
young, they're signing in.
Well, it's not
If they're
only
young.
that, you have adult leagues going in.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's
Those
secu-
children can't leave without a parent escorting them out, and that has to be the same parent that's on the recognized form,
Okay.
or
But is
somebody
there-
else.
Is it one door in, one door out at the
Right.
schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of this stuff occurs at the middle school.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, have you been in the middle school? They lock it down, the
On
gates.
Denton Avenue.
Yeah, the gates lock down, so the hallways are blocked off.
Right.
The cafeteria, I'm just trying to think, it's been a while since I've been there at night. You can get down into the cafeteria, and there's some music rooms and stuff like that, but it's just to get into the gym. And then they close it up. We have the janitors are still there.
Okay.
And they go through
Make
and
sure
clean up,
everybody's
yeah.
Just something that I.
No,
If they're
is.
gonna take extra precautions on
And then on the-
access and egress
and then if-
during the day, we should do the same.
And then if we have something there on the weekends, we have security there.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
but at night, you know, if you're dropping your kid off, maybe most of the parents are hanging around.
Yeah,
You know, the adults are a different story, obviously.
right.
And I get your thing, somebody could be hiding and stuff like that, but we have, there are janitors that are going through there and cleaning
Just
that.
awareness.
I'm sure
It's everybody's job
sure
to
they're
be
very aware of that going on.
Unfortunately,
Yep.
we all have to take part.
Yep, yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks to you.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening. Jim Lacey Township. Mr. Quinn, I'd like to congratulate you on getting the nod for freeholder.
Thank you, Jim.
And I think the town will benefit in the long run, as well as the county. Again, I always like to come here about public safety issues and stuff. 3 times today, we went through the intersection, Haynes and Manchester. You got 2 crossing officers out there, and it's still a nightmare. One of the things I would suggest that you talk to the county is just like the town did with the power plant. You can insert a plug into those lights and control the traffic lights and make it 4 lights, 4 red to help those, because it is a nightmare.
They're walking right out in traffic, yeah.
They're walking out there and people, I watch cars go halfway into the intersection
Yeah.
before they realize they're out there, so that's one suggestion. The other, in long-term cost savings, I noticed this year and last year we had a crossing guard on Manchester and Evans. When was in charge of crossing guards, I downsized it through attrition plus changing posts. We put a sidewalk from Oak Hollow down on Haines Street, that one corner house, and eliminated crossing guard salaries and clothing and everything else was $15,000 a year, which is a permanent savings. On the east side of Manchester, going north from Haines Street, that leads, that's the White Oaks development. You have long stretches of undeveloped property, which are reserves, no sidewalks. If the town would take, like you did in other parts of there, do a blacktop walkway,
What street was that again? Just repeat that to me.
you have
It's coming out.
Where it's not,
He's going Manchester to
Coming out of
Evans.
Manchester.
Manchester to Evans, really.
from Haines Street north behind, is that the first section of White Oaks also? The White Oaks homes up to Evans, then there's a sidewalk, and then it continues with undeveloped land up to the next road. But
There's
again,
Evans Ridge
asphalt
Road, right?
walkways are
Evans.
inexpensive.
Yeah, yeah.
It's undeveloped area, so you don't really need curbing. And then you would provide year-round safety for people who walk up and down that side, and then again, save on another crossing guard. Because when I first saw that last year, I said, that was
Yeah.
obviously demographics change. You got younger kids that need crossing, so you
Yeah.
want to be able to save. And again, I know in the past, I don't know, recently, with the town has applied for the safe to school applications. I know
Oh,
you're
yeah,
on
yeah,
it, but
yeah.
we're low on the totem pole.
right.
But that is a way to eliminate. Now, the other thing,
Let me just answer that, because we did have conversations on that this year, but the schools decided to keep that crossing guard one more year, but anticipating that we're gonna be able to run a sidewalk along that one section, because there's 2 or 3 students that live in the back there that weren't gonna take the busing and pay for the busing, so that's why the need had to be there in order to have the safety for those kids
but
crossing.
again, it's year-round safety.
Yeah, yeah.
After school or weekends or summertime.
Yeah, no, that's, I think by next year, that should certainly be resolved in that crossing guard. I mean, the poor person that's sitting there is, bored to death, I'm sure, because you have 2 or 3 children,
kids.
and
To the horn.
you're there.
Wake 'em up.
So, but that's gonna be the number one priority.
And with the Wells Fargo.
On the corner.
They're gone.
That corner's up for sale. Does the township, whoever comes in to get a CO or does any development, give me to continue that sidewalk?
The county's in the process right now of taking, redesigning that whole corner again. They're gonna do some major upgrades to the corner. And if whoever comes in and buys that site would more than likely have to come back unless it's another bank before the board. The board would certainly put that requirement on it, but the county would also be looking to take and close off the ingress and egress off of the side street there and only have it come in and off of Lacey Road because of the problem with the traffic stacking in that area. So,
Or back veterans?
yeah, veterans would be the alternative way going into the back of the
Last
site.
question I have, earlier this week, I went down Adolphus behind the soon-to-be Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
And I noticed they have no sidewalk on Adolphus, they have 3-inch boulders. And seeing that there's no sidewalks in front except for, along Macy Road, because all the other businesses I'm aware of have sidewalks in the back there in case people from the residents want to walk over. Because if they walk out, they gotta walk on Macy Road and on the road itself to get to that Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if that's something that could change.
So you're talking about the side street, the connecting
The
street from
Adolphus-
Lacey Road back?
Yeah, Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts goes out to Adolphus,
Right,
and they landscaped the 3-inch river rock.
right, yeah.
And there's no sidewalk to walk
Right.
into the back of their site.
The residents didn't want
The
that.
residents did not want
Yeah.
a walkway to the back of that.
They wanted to keep the place
Privacy.
segregated from
Right.
the residential neighborhood.
Right.
Yep.
But I know what you're
But
saying.
they're gonna be the ones walking there.
Wouldn't like it.
Or their kids.
Well, there's supposed to be some big trees going back in that back part of it. It's gonna be almost impossible for them to get there.
Well, they have the white vinyl fence, then they
Right.
have a
Yeah.
lot of plantings, but
Right.
again, you walk around that
The
fence.
kids will do it. The kids will walk
I mean,
around.
nobody wants sidewalks, but then all of a sudden, when it
Right.
comes to busing and everything else, you gotta.
You need them.
When that came through the Board of Adjustment, it was the
Well,
last,
now you say trees are going back, and I hope they're not the northeastern pines.
I have no
They're northeastern pines.
I have no idea. No,
He was on board.
that was one of the,
Well, that was in between my seats, but
that was one of the
that's
things.
another, I mean, I know over the years, you did an ordinance to prevent aggressive vegetation such as.
Obnoxious vegetation is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
Well,
Bamboo.
Northern white pines are just as bad. They can get up to 100 feet tall and 100 feet wide, and they lose 50% of their needles in the winter. And they're a soft tree that can't hold the weight of the heavy snow.
No, these aren't gonna get that big. These are basically to,
I don't
block-
think they're pines, I was.
block the headlights at night or early in the morning in those houses on the other
I
side.
just found it funny that no
No,
sidewalk
they-
there, or even a walkway into the back of it.
No,
Yeah.
the neighbors didn't
Well,
want
once
it.
again, I appreciate everything you guys.
They are
do.
opening Monday morning, Dunkin' Donuts son.
We've heard that before.
Oh, no, they have a CO and they're going on Monday. They've been training their kids, so.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I do something like today. Mike was up at the, Virginia.
Yeah, he told me he wanted to. It was perfect timing, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He was.
Regina DeSenza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. I just have a comment. On Monday, September 17th, Lacey's going to make national history, of course, because the nuclear power plant's going to close, and it was the oldest operating nuclear power plant in the country. It's going to be a very significant day in the history of our nation and the town. I would just like to ask the committee to be very vigilant about the closure, and especially with regard to the continued storage of the spent fuel rods, and to oversee all the continued happenings at the power plant. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Seeing none, motion to close the floor?
Second. Dave?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good meeting.
Well, Tom.